This playthrough is rated T for teen.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of PlayStation All-Stars. In the last episode, we journeyed to the tale of the thieves, or expert treasure hunters, and their, what they had to deal with, their games, and their story in it. But today, we're going to deal with a little bit of alternate reality, schizophrenia, whatever you want to call it, with the two different Coles, good and evil. It is kind of weird to have two of the same character come in the game, but then again, if you played a lot of fighting games, some games have had variants or clones of the same character, so I guess that's not too out of it. But I think they do have slightly different builds for being good or evil, otherwise why would they do that, right? Anyway, we're going to start with good Cole first. Cole, origin, infamous. Bike messenger turned superhero. Cole McGrath went from being a simple bike messenger to the savior of Empire City. Given powers from an exploding ray sphere, Cole has the ability to store, control, and unleash electricity in a variety of powerful ways. This electricity running through his body gives Cole enhanced strength, agility, and durability, and reflexes, as well as a fast healing factor. On a path of good, Cole is a selfless hero who uses his powers to battle evil and injustice throughout the city. Infamous has 3 games in the franchise, as far as I'm aware of, which is Infamous 1 and 2, and then what was Infamous 3 called? It wasn't called Infamous 3. It was called oh, nuts. It had a different hero. Cole is only the hero of the first and second game, and then they have a new hero in the third game. And I, unfortunately, let's see, Insomniac did Infamous, but as far as I know, I don't think they did the PS4 game. And as far as I know, I haven't heard of any sequel. The last game that came out was the PS4 version, and that came out when the system came out. And here in a couple of years, we're only looking at PS5, possibly. So that might be a dead series, unfortunately, despite being a pretty fun game overall, with the whole good and bad dynamic and all that other stuff. But, yeah, what do I know? I think the last thing they did was some DLC single story called First Light, based on one of the characters that joined you in the PS4 game. But anyway, enough about that. Let's see how good Cole deals with the All-Stars.
This whole city is falling apart. Ravaged by fear, plagued by looters and gangs. It's tearing itself apart at the seams. With all my powers, I can't hold it together myself. I need help. The kind only people like me can provide. I've heard of some sort of activity. A gathering of a special group of people. Conduits? Good? Bad? I won't know until I find them. But I know I have to find them. Have to do what I can to bring them back with me, to help me save this city. Is there something I can help you with?
What are you doing here?
I'm just looking for certain people.
And if they don't want to be found?
No, I'm afraid it's too late for that. We're all going to be involved in this sooner or later.
Not me. Leave me out of it.
You're either going to help me, or I'm going to stop you. Here.
Huh. It's kind of interesting that good Cole is rivals with Raiden, or however you want to pronounce it. Well, let's see what happens against the two juggernauts, or whatever. Although technically, if you're going from like game mechanics or like what the character can do, Raiden would easily beat the crap out of Cole, because I've seen some gameplay from his game. All right, anyway, Cole's pretty easy to play as. Actually, he's got a combo where he uses his like electric staff or whatever it's called, which I think was made by his friend, which I forgot the name of his friend now. Okay, let's use his ability. He basically, his is pretty easy. Basically, just activate. He uses electric polarity, pulls you up and throws you. Okay, anyway. Okay, so if he raises up, he shoots an electric blast. He slams down his club, electric club or whatever you call it. If you press forward and square, you do electric slide. I think that, okay, up and square does a up blast. You do like an electric tether. I think you grab onto people when you do that. And then down and square is just a bigger bash. Triangle, you use your shocking powers, like a little blast, shock blast. Up and triangle is a shock ball. Triangle and forward is a upgraded one, or an arc one. Down is a sonic wave, or whatever you want to call it. Let's see. I think that might be okay. Let's see. Let's do his jump attacks now. Down and square is this, or down and triangle is his wave. Forward is just a flying arc. Play the ball. Okay, so nothing else there. Okay, circle is shoots a lightning ball, or yeah. If you go down enough, he throws down. I don't know why he throws down a stalag or like concrete or something like that, but maybe it's supposed to be ice or something like that. I don't know. Down and square. Yeah, he throws like these ice shards. I don't remember that from the game. Maybe it's maybe they're crystals or conduits or something like that. Anyway, okay, on the ground, circle has like a block. It's supposed to block projectiles, if I remember correctly. Ball. Oh, that slows you down. So I guess it is a type of ice or like electric ice or something like that. I don't remember him being able to get those abilities in the game. I know the hero in the third game can like steal other people's abilities, but I don't remember Cole being able to do that. Anyway, now that we've done that, on to the fighting. So now I have to show you all the other moves. But yeah, Cole seems to be pretty easy to get AP for. At least him and Kratos seem to be pretty tied for like how easy it is to get AP and how useful the abilities are. At least I've seemed to have an easier time playing with Cole and Kratos. But then again, I haven't played everyone yet. Probably Evil Cole's probably going to be very similar, I bet. So that won't. So that'll probably be easy to play as when I pick him after we beat this. So yeah, good Cole. You get him from bust. Okay, let's before I talk about that, let me activate. Okay, how do you use his ability? Oh, do you just? Oh, you move it. Okay, you use the analog stick to move the tornado. Yeah, that's one of the. To see if I can activate level 2. Yeah, you get that. That's like if you build up enough power, you can activate the. Or no, I think you have to unlock the. Unlock it by collecting all the chronosphere shards or whatever. But then you can do the big old tornado thing. So I bet Evil Cole will probably do something very similar if I remember correctly. But yeah, good Cole, you basically just get him by helping people, healing people, and making decisions in the story that help people. The story does change slightly if you're good or bad Cole, and that's more about your mentality. And it really doesn't make a major change, though, until the end of the game in both games. What your like final missions are and stuff like that, or how you see things.
I consider this a role-playing game.
Yeah, repeating again. Okay. Oh yeah, I'll just see if I can build up level 2. But yeah, I like the Infamous games. They're good sandbox, like explore, gather. Oh, that's cool. You basically can do the missions, gather stuff, do races, all this other stuff. Kind of like Grand Theft Auto-ish, where you can just do like a bunch of things back to back. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it was nice to play like because before Infamous came out, there had been not a whole lot of good superhero games that have come out. There have been your Spider-Mans, which have always been pretty decent, but I mean, that was pretty much it, if I remember correctly. Not that there's a whole lot of good superhero games now. There's like still Spider-Man for the most part, except for a few episodes of the series. There's an Arkham Knight series. I'm trying to think. There's probably a couple others, maybe like on the handhelds or something like that. But for the most part, there's still, because unfortunately, most of the video game franchises suffered from being based around a movie or whatever, so they usually ended up getting rushed. So they weren't as good as they could have been, that type of thing. All right, there we go. All right, let's see what this does.
Here we go.
Okay, you basically make an ice electric blast that goes across the screen. That would be pretty. Oh, one of the few times I didn't actually get hit by the head. Huh. Well, nice. Not that I really had a ton of AP built up for that anyway. Nice thing about Cole's abilities is his basic super ability can possibly Cat's available. Cat, I've never seen Cat chosen by anyone or the NPC. It seems like the DLC characters only appear during the oh, come on, man. They only appear during the man, every time I hit the wall I lose AP. They only seem to appear during the boss against Polygon.
Catch you later.
But yeah, the super ability will pick up basically anyone. It's pretty quick. And if you can get it right, you can actually hit someone. Basically, you can pull them up with your electric powers and throw them into someone to get a double kill. It doesn't happen all the time, unfortunately, but it's possible.
You're next.
Easily replaced.
Trying to think what else. Come on, dude. Thought I was about to get away there. But yeah, both. And I think the second game, or no, I think it's the first game had some interesting DLC where Cole became a vampire. You know, weirdly enough, to this day, I still haven't played that. Although, unfortunately, I don't actually own the Infamous games. I think I was working at GameStop at the time, and I just rented them, which I don't know why I never bought myself a copy of those games. And then they came out with later on they came out with 1 and 2 on the same game, a cartridge or disc, and I still didn't buy it, and even at a decent price. So maybe one day I'll just download it or download it online or something like that, or not download it online, download it from like the store or something like that, and just make a digital copy of it or something. But yeah, I like the games. I think 2 was definitely a major improvement over the first one. First one was good, but they made a lot of major changes that made the game a lot more flexible and stuff like that. And I think the second game had a lot more interesting characters in it as well. There's this one girl character voiced by, I think she's voiced by Kat Sose. I could be wrong, but she was pretty interesting. And there was an interesting twist at the end of the game too, depending on if you're good Cole or bad Cole. I don't want to say much just for those who haven't played the game, even though the game's been out for a while. But I think it's a good game. You should at least check it out. Okay, just gotta get her. Okay, there we go. Oh, come on, cat. And her name's Cat, and she's got a cat. How nuts. Well, then end this party, dude. Anyway. Alright, you're playing as your... There we go. Oh, come on! Are you kidding me? You know, normally I don't get annoyed by stuff like that, but just because I'm trying to get to the... You know, trying to get to the end of this. Okay, there we go. But yeah, it has a nice little twist at the end of it. An interesting thing about the third Infamous game, which I keep forgetting what the name of it is. It actually, before the game was made, which I guess maybe it was made by Infamous, or at least a studio similar to it. But anyway, at the end of Infamous 2, you could get one of 2 endings, which I'm not going to say. And then when they were doing the third Infamous game, they were actually basing the story off either one of the 2 endings, and you could actually go and I think actually the way they designed it or figured out how they were going to do it is they based on what ending people got first, based off trophy collections or something like that. The only bad thing about that is that most people who usually play these games usually play good guys first, and then they do good versions of characters and then bad versions of characters. Well, I guess I somewhat spoiled it, but according to canon, that good Cole is the ending that you get for that, which translates into the third game. I'm not gonna say what happens in the good ending and what everything like that, but that's what happens. And I thought that was an interesting idea. I think it should have been left up to a poll instead, because it would have been interesting to see what would have happened if bad Cole had we gotten the bad Cole ending, and then seeing how the story would progress from that, because very few games do what happens when the villains win or bad characters win or anything like that. They usually say the good characters win. The only series I can remember that did something like that was XCOM, Enemy Unknown or Terror. Well, actually, the newest XCOM was like that too. 1 and 2, XCOM you technically lose that when you get into XCOM 2. And then there was another game, same series, where you lost as well. But anyway, enough talking about that. Let's see how Cole ends his little story, or at least good Cole does.
I don't know if those people were conduits or what. It's long past the time I could worry about who's on which side. I've got work to do. It's time to end this, once and for all. Time to show everyone what I can do and why I'm doing it. I'm gonna save this city, or die trying.
Well, good job, Cole. You're going to save the city. At least story-wise, it's canon. So, all right, on to the next one, which obviously we're going to do the evil Cole this time. What game he's from? Infamous. Superhero turned supervillain. Granted dangerous new abilities by the Ray Sphere, Cole is consumed by thirst for more power. However, it can be gained. His remorselessness and single-minded path shapes his powers towards the sinister and destructive, turning him into a shell of his former self. Indeed, his increase in power comes at the cost to his opponents, as he sucks the life out of others to heal himself more quickly. That's right, I forgot about that. Evil Cole, instead of you could heal people with your electric powers, I guess, somehow. And then, or if you were Evil Cole, you could just zap their life force to charge you by using the body's natural electricity. It was kind of interesting, but anyway, let's see what happens when the coin is flipped and Cole's inner desires come to pass as he deals with the All-Stars.
Some say there's a war coming. Those people have already lost. This isn't the kind of war with sides. This is a race to the top. I'm already on top, and I'm only gonna get stronger. To do that, I need to destroy all other conduits, add their powers to mine. And to do that, I need to find them. Now I may have that chance. There are rumors of some sort of gathering, a collection of special people. Conduits? Whatever. They sound like people I should go introduce myself to. I hope they're ready. Good afternoon, ma'am. Quite an interesting looking group. Anything I can help you with? It was a simple question.
I said, surrender your cake.
Oh, Your Highness, I'm not sure you know who I am, but I can tell you I am not in the habit of surrendering.
Guys, let us teach this knave a lesson.
Okay, princess. How about instead of cake, I stuff my foot in your mouth?
And the whole Evil Cole Fat Princess rival is just odd. Maybe it's just because he doesn't like how sweet she is or something like that, but it's time to bring out the big guns. Evil Cole is pretty similar to Good Cole in a lot of senses, but there's a lot of, like, there's some slight differences, like the way he does his combo. He hits with his club a bit differently than that. He also has fire abilities with his electric, so actually, while I was playing off-screen, messing with Evil Cole, I realized why Good Cole has the ice thing. I forgot in the second game that you find out a way to like combine your electric with another element type because of the because of ray spheres or something like that. So that's why he has ice when he's blue Good Cole, and he has fire when he's bad Cole, because he mixes his powers with a certain character. I forgot her name now. The one who gives him ice is like a cop who becomes a conduit, and then the one who gives him fire was a gang. Was she a gang member, or was she just a delinquent? Anyway, most of his abilities are the same, so I'm just going to show you the stuff that's slightly different. So let me show you Second Cole. Second Cole basically just, instead of shoots out a ice barrage whatever thing, he shoots out, or he absorbs basically their energy. Yeah, as you can tell, I shoot fire if I charge. I also throw fireballs. I can also charge my ability with a circle and then throw a fire punch, stuff like that. Other than that, I think everything else is the same, except for like slight flare differences. But other than that, the rest of them are the same. So anyway, now I'm gonna try to get to ability 3, which actually is kind of cool whenever I get the charge and ability to get to it. But yeah, the way to get to Evil Cole in the game is basically drain people of their life, choose all the obvious bad decisions, kill people, so forth and so on. Usually playing the bad character has some sort of like catharsis, but usually the endings aren't that great. I don't know, I thought the ending for Evil Cole was interesting in number 2. Kind of almost wish that they kept the story, made the storyline based off Evil Cole's story, just to kind of see what the writing could have done for a sequel, knowing that you know, a villain or good guy turned villain basically won. Or I guess I don't know if you say good guy turned villain, maybe he just became a villain because he realized all the power he had. I'm trying to remember. Also, if you're evil Colt, at least in the second game, you become friends with quite a hottie, the one voiced by Kat Sose. But yeah, like I said, there is kind of a twist at the end, depending on if you're good Colt or bad Colt, which I thought was kind of neat. Let me almost there. Yeah, this one's kind of cool. I guess it's a bit of a spoiler for near the end of the second game, but he basically ends up getting the powers of one of the main villains or main things in the second game, which is kind of funny. So he just absorbs the power and just becomes like basically a demigod and just starts wrecking people. But basically, you just get to move around, and when you throw fireballs, you instantly kill someone. So it might be one of the more powerful of the abilities, because I don't think people can stop you from throwing them, so people just have to avoid you. But then again, I guess anyone in their third level would have to try and avoid you, which is hard to do, because usually can affect like the whole screen. But I could see it being possible to not be hit by that form, maybe like jump above them or something like that. I never found out if you could fly or not in that form. You only have 2 sayings, don't you? Oh yeah, I forgot. Cole could also float when he holds down the X button. Yeah. Other than that, I'm not sure what else to say about Infamous, other than I liked it, good game, try it out, that type of thing. Oh yeah, I guess I could show his basic form. His basic attack is basically like good Coles. So, there you go. Oh wow, that made him go back a lot faster. Okay. Yep, we got Cat again. And Sir Daniel de Fontescue. Let's see. I'm just trying to think about what else to say about. Like, usually I use this time to talk about the game series and everything like that. I thought the first game had a pretty interesting twist on the. Well, I mean, the twist had been done before, but I still thought it was interesting how they did the villain of the first game. It almost kind of makes sense, like who the villain is and why Cole could be good or bad. Obviously, I probably always spoiled it by saying that, but for the most part. But what else? Oh yeah, I didn't show the grabs. I don't think I did. You throw him around and beat him with the club or whatever. Yeah, I keep forgetting to show the throws. Not that they're a big deal, but I was like, I'm trying to be thorough, I guess. All right. Oh come on, stop that! You did that last time, Cat. Ugh. If it didn't take a hot minute to get level 2, I would do that instead. Because then all you have to do, because it's a bigger range. It's basically an extended version of the first level superpower. There we go. But, okay. Yeah, Smack U's good. I'm trying to remember the name of the friend of Cole's in the first and second game. He's basically your mascot, but I forgot his name now. But he's one of those characters that starts off kind of annoying, but kind of by the second game really makes up for his character and everything like that. I activated it too soon. Dang it. Not sure what else. Sorry, I usually have like a ton to say. I think it's because it's been forever since I played Infamous, so there are certain things and features I've kind of forgotten over time that I couldn't talk about really. Other than I already mentioned the DLC where you play as a vampire, which, like I said, I hadn't played that, so that's like one of the few things I can't comment on. I did play the third game and it's the little DLC thing, mainly because was I able to play it for free? That's why I played it. Oh no, I think I got some like someone gave me some PlayStation money or points or whatever you want to call it, and I decided to use it for that. I was like, I'm not really, because I hardly buy anything from the store because I'm a fan of physical media type of dude. So if it's not physical media, I usually don't want to own it, because then I'm of that mind that at least with the physical media, I can find some way to. Oh come on! I had it maxed out. Jerks. But no, usually But usually with digital, I don't know. I just feel like there's still. I mean, yeah, there's a taboo with it, but I feel like I don't want to go into like, you know, like oh, what's the word? Territory where it's just like, oh, you're talking crazy, Vauldemare, that type of thing. But I just don't trust not being able to have something that I can hold in my hand, even with all the ways to store digital media and all this other stuff. I don't know. I mean, hell, a lot of MMOs could basically be just deleted, you know, if you when the servers are done. So you basically put all this money in this game, and then now you can't play it anymore. It's stuff like that. So anyway, let's see how Evil Cole with his new powers affects his world that he returns to.
One step closer. The people I fought and beat didn't understand. It's not surprising. Most people don't understand. They're scared of the powers conduits have. Some conduits fear their own power, refuse to unleash it. Well, I'm not scared. The power we have isn't a plague. It's not dangerous. Still, it's probably smart to be a little scared. Because while the power itself isn't dangerous, I am.
Well, with the power of Polygon, Cole has become the new supervillain of the world. But well, we've saved a world and destroyed a world. But in the next episode of PlayStation All-Stars, we'll tackle the Lombax and whatever Jack's race is. I forgot from Jack and Dexter. And see how the titans of platforming deal with the PlayStation All-Stars. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.